So in section 6.6 on our day 3, we're going to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. It is going to be similar to how we do a 2 by 2, but we've got that extra row to think about. And the directions say to evaluate the determinant by expanding across the third row. It honestly doesn't matter which row we pick, we'll still get the same determinant no matter what. That's just the row that we're going off of, and that'll match what you do in the assignment as well. So I want to point out some notation. You're going to see what looks like the absolute value of A. That just means find the determinant instead of having to write out that whole word. So to write out the determinant, using this row, we're going to use these as our coefficients. So this -1 is going to come down here, and I'm going to multiply that by the determinant of the numbers that are left over after I ignore the row and the column that it's in. So if I kind of block that out, you're going to see these 4 core numbers: 0, -6, 6, and 7. So we're going to use how we already know how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 to help us figure that part out in a minute. So then the next thing we do, our middle term, we always have a subtraction sign. So make sure you always put that there. It doesn't matter if this number is positive or negative, don't care, always put a minus sign. Then that just happens to be -3, and we're gonna multiply by what's left over when I cross out this row, and then this time it's in this column. So my leftover numbers are -8 and 6, 4, and 7. And then finally, we can put a plus sign here. Our last coefficient is a 5, and I'm ignoring this row, and this time it's in the third column. So then my leftover numbers are here: -8, 0, 4, and -6. So then let's just review how we find the determinant of each of these 2 by 2 matrices. First, I'm going to just bring down the -1. We multiply the diagonals and subtract them. So 0 times 7 minus 6 times -6. Then -3, we can simplify that to a +3 this time. The determinant of the middle matrix is -8 times 7 minus 6 times 4. And then the final one, 5 times, we're going to do -8 times -6 minus 4 times 0. So you can start simplifying a lot of these. This first part here in the middle will simplify to 36. And then I've got +3 times this part here. -8 times 7 minus 6 times 4 is actually -80. And then I'm going to do 5 times these last here, -8 times -6 minus 4 times 0, that's 48. So if I multiply these 3 out and add them together, I'm going to get a final determinant of -36. Now this determinant will help us when we do Cramer's rule in the next section.